Hello, everyone. Dwayne Lewis here. And first, I'd just like to thank everyone for watching this. It's really appreciated. Now, today, I'm actually joined by a very exceptional individual. He is not only a filmmaker, but he's a videographer and also a freelance photographer. His name is Jonathan Noakes. He's Chester-based, but by no means is he limited by geography, because he will go anywhere to do the work. And I'm blessed to be with him here today. And we're going to be covering off just some top tips for small or medium-sized companies on what they can do, or some of the top tips if they want to create their own video proposition. So without any further ado, I would just like to hand over to my man, Jonathan Noakes. Jonathan, how you doing?
Thank you, Dwayne. Nice to see you. I'm in the English Cheshire Forest at the moment.
Okay,
yeah, I'm
looks
good.
like I thought you might have been in the Brazilian rainforest or something like that.
Yeah, close. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, my deal is I try to create really bespoke, visually stunning content, whether that's photography or whether that's video, and make it really specific to the client, and make sure it delivers on the goals that they have, not just it looking good. It has to has to achieve something as well.
Yes, that is important. You need to have an objective, and it's more than just looking good. It needs to have purpose behind the content that you're producing, and it needs to be relevant to the audience. So
yeah,
give us some context. I've been giving this a lot of thought, and why is video so important to engage an audience?
Okay, so it's quite simple, really. It's the most emotive, the most powerful, the most emotionally stimulating way to reach your audience.
Right.
It's also the only real medium that works across a various amount of platforms that stimulates people's interest.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for that. I'm a big fan of video, because I think it just it gives you scale, because you can use the video content to do a lot of interesting things. Like you can download the audio file and create podcasts. You can download the text files and then also potentially produce written documents. But for all the businesses and individuals out there who have a business, who are thinking about taking the plunge to create a video for their business, what are some top tips you can give them before they take the plunge?
Okay, so number one, this video I'm doing right now is not an example of what you should do, but it's a chat. So ignore
Thanks
this
a lot.
and take the tips from what I say, but not necessarily how I look right now. But number one, I'd say always go, if you can, to a proper agency. Chat with them, someone like myself, about how you can really reach the goals that you want to achieve. It's difficult now because the coronavirus. A lot of people are going to be doing things like this on their own, in their living room, at their home office. So the production value does go down. But number one tip would be really try and hit that production value, and that's things like if you want to do it at home, there's a few tips. You can get a lavalier microphone, which will allow you to get really nice crisp audio. It allows you to have a wider frame. So even if you're in your kitchen or you're in a nice wide frame, it just stimulates the eye a little bit more, and it allows you to get crisp audio, which is probably my most important point. One of them is having good audio. If someone turns onto a video and they can't hear what you're saying immediately, they're gonna turn off straight away. So that's probably tip number one: audio and production value. The other point would be to make sure it's relevant, make sure it's specific to your target market. There's no point putting out a video that people aren't interested in. So it has to be hyper specific, hyper relevant, and make sure that it's used on platforms that are native to your audience. So there's no point putting out a 4-minute super high production value video on LinkedIn, because it's not really going to be utilized so well. Whereas YouTube or Facebook, that's the type of the place that you'd want to be utilizing those.
Okay. Any more? Maybe one more that you can think of? If not, I've got another great question for you.
Go on. Something that comes to mind. So go on.
Okay. What I'm thinking is, you know, you told us what to do. What shouldn't you do? What are the don'ts when it comes to creating a video you shouldn't do?
Okay, so it kind of links in with the other point. Keep it specific. Keep it quite short, relevant. Number one thing you got to remember is people's attention span. People are flicking through millions of things a day. If they see you start something in a quite boring way, they're not going to be intrigued. They're not going to watch. Something that can be quite useful, which ties in with the other point, is to use something like Adobe Spark. So you can use, a very quick title scene that's free to use on the web. And it just adds your production value a little bit to let people know what the video is about, rather than them taking a chance on a video that they might not be interested in. So yeah, don't put out content for the sake of it. Make sure it's relevant. Make sure you have an idea and a plan. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, well, that's been really good. Why don't let's wrap it up there. I really do appreciate your time. I know you're very busy, and I'd like to thank everyone for taking the time to watch this. It's really appreciated. Thank you very much. And also a special thank you to you, Jonathan, for giving us your time and giving us some top tips and also do's and don'ts around what you should do if you're considering creating a video for your own company proposition. So until next time, thank you very much, and have a great day. Be safe, everyone. Take care. Bye.
See you, Dwayne. Bye, mate.